An ancient curse took my daughter, I'm taking her back. Part 2. A story by user postmortem 33. Soon after entering the Wailing Woods, I felt like being in another world. I stepped on something and it cracked under the weight of my boot. Looking down, I saw human bones scattered around. I winced when thinking what beast could have done that. The trees stood tall. Dead bats decorated some branches. The woods were very much alive in the silence of the night. I felt like being watched. I thought that maybe an unknown predator stood behind the darkness, watching and waiting. I feared not for my life. My will to live was the driving force to save my daughter from that monstrous thing that lived in the castle. I had Furia in my hand and the spirit of Victor inside me. We both coexisted, and even if I was scared, I wanted to get my daughter back safe and sound from the crooked castle. I like your courage and determination, young man. These are qualities of a strong man, Victor said inside my head. I thanked him and kept on walking. The dread was building up inside me very fast. 1 moment ago, I was just a normal person taking a hike with his daughter, and the next I had to fight creatures of darkness. I saw a black snake slithering by. Somewhere in the distance, crows cawed. An owl was hooting on a branch in front of me. All these sounds added to the fear that I was being watched. Soon, I heard a carriage approaching and horses neighing. From the shadows, I saw a very old man with a long white beard emerging. He held a staff in his hand and he was dressed in a dark brown robe with strange symbols on it. "Hello there, young man. I heard you entering the woods earlier and thought to myself that maybe my services were to be of use to you, and to the other spirit inside you. Who are you?" I asked him, taking a step back. "My name is Attila. Attila, the blind merchant, they call me. I sell nice things to people like you, people who are in dire straits, who are on a vital mission. I can also trade if I see something interesting that you may offer," he replied. "Attila, still around these parts, eh? It's been a long time since we talked," Victor said. The old man froze. He stood like a statue, his lips trembling. All color drained from his face, a ghastly appearance fixating me. "Oh, I thought you were long gone, Victor," he said, whimpering. Attila thanked him. Victor saved him from a nasty beast when he was still alive. He owned him one, he said. Victor said that he did what every man would have done. To save someone's life was in his blood. "Say, Attila, this young man here needs to save his daughter. I will help him do that. You can help him too. Do you still have the thing?" Victor said again. "Oh, it's been so long since it's been used. You want to kill the offspring, right?" Attila asked. He went back to his carriage. When he returned, he showed me a very old pistol. He handed it to me and said that it was holy. It could kill every single one in the bloodline. The Lazar bloodline is very strong, scattered all around the world like rats. They need to be destroyed. They were born here before time even began, young man. Emil is the last one of them here. If you two manage to kill him and destroy the castle, the curse will be gone forever. These lands will be free once more, he added. When he handed me 2 boxes of silver bullets, I finally understood what I was up against. The creature that kidnapped my daughter was a vampire. A ruthless, cold-blooded one too. Crucifixes didn't work against Emil. Garlic was just a stupid legend. Silver bullets couldn't kill him, per se, but they could cause him a lot of pain and distress, maiming him. Victor then intervened and said that Emil needed to be shot a few times in the chest to be slowed down. Then I had to rip out his heart and decapitate him. "Young man, you can have the gun and the bullets for free, and choose whatever trinkets you like from my carriage to give them to the grievers. I have just one thing to ask you. Emil has a pet. A parrot. He is really special. Before you leave his castle, can you take him and bring him to me? He was mine many moons ago, and he is very dear to me. Please," he said, squeezing my wrist tightly. I nodded. I took some bracelets, coins, spoons, and forks and put them in my pouch. Attila then wished us the very best of luck and continued his trip. He started singing songs of war, songs where victorious men killed horrible beasts. We said our goodbyes and I could see in his eyes that he wanted Emil dead and gone. I soon thought to myself that the real hero, Victor, was the one who could stop this curse. "Daddy! Daddy, please help me!" I heard Maria's voice calling for me. I instantly ran in the direction it was coming from, not caring for anything else in the world. Victor told me to stop, that it was not her. The woods were playing with my mind, he added. Soon I came into an opening. There I saw an abomination grinning. It had the head of a dog, 4 eyes, and 2 mouths with the body of a man. He was just finishing his meal and I saw a dismembered man lying on the ground. The creature's eyes glowed a bright red hue that penetrated the darkness of the night. An ogre. These things are hungry for blood, Christian. We need to kill it fast, it's very powerful. It has the strength of 1,000 men, he said. I jumped with fright. For a second, I thought this might be the end. Fear was cascading inside my soul. Maria's face came to mind and I knew I had to kill the beast if I wanted to ever have a chance of seeing her again. The ogre started charging towards me. Its mouths open and tongues were flapping. It let out a double scream that reverberated throughout the woods. Before getting to me, I moved to the side. It still scratched my shoulder. It was a close call, but I managed to stray from its path of destruction. You think you are a match for the mighty Igor? The ogre of all ogres, the most powerful of them all. Your death will be quick and you will make a good meal, petty human. Prepare to meet your doom, he said, both of his voices overlapping. It growled and began rampaging again. I slipped on the wet mud and fell on my back. With one hand, it grabbed me by the throat and with the other it started punching me in the face. 1 punch, 2 punches, 3. I could feel my life slowly draining away. My head was being pushed in the dirt from the repeated blows. The sword was somewhere to my left and I knew there and then that if I didn't get up, I'd die. I kicked the ogre with the knee in its belly, and then I poked his eyes. Victor made me strong too, very strong. It screamed its heart out. The agonizing shrieks made it even more enraged. I got up and took the sword in my hand. I felt Victor taking over fully. The sword began pulsing and with one swing, I cut the ogre's left arm. Blood sprayed from the freshly made cut and it stained my face. Before giving it time to think about its next move, I severed the other one. My heart was bursting out of my chest when I saw the beast wincing and howling. I wanted to take a final swing and take its head off, but I saw an arrow flying in the night in its direction. The arrow's tip was burning. Soon another one followed. And another one. A total of 7 burning arrows struck the ogre in the head. They all exploded at the same time and blood and guts started flying all over the place. A piece of its heart landed on my bot, and I instantly shook it away with disgust. A woman appeared from behind the trees. A scarf covered her mouth and her bright blue eyes were piercing. I heard you were passing through. The good creatures of the forest started talking about you. The brave one who would save his daughter from the claws of the fanged beast. My name is Arya. I want to be there when you kill Emil, she said, extending her hand to me. She had very abnormally long fingers. When I looked back at her, her eyes changed color. They were green now. She told me that the Lazar bloodline killed her family a long time ago and she wanted to see this land free of them. I turned into a mercenary. I hunt beasts like that filthy ogre for people with a lot of money. The market for this kind of stuff is very good. Too bad this guy exploded all over the place. He would have made me good money. I wanted to make a good first impression though, she added. I know her. She is a good person. Her parents were murdered by Emil's father, Nikolai. He ripped their throats right in front of her. She's been on the hunt ever since, Victor said internally. I'm going to take his damned head. This one I will never sell. I will put it on my wall. I want him to face something black, so he would be lost in darkness forever, she said, spitting on the ground in anger. I went back on the trail that led to the crooked castle, and Arya followed. She said that we mustn't hurt the grievers when we'd meet them. That's bad luck. One of her colleagues did so, and he hasn't been ever since. I didn't dare ask for more. I handed her some coins, while I took some healing potion from my pouch. Mother Medea gave it to me before I entered the woods. It contained sorrel, tears of a dragon, ashes of a freshly burnt strigo, and a few spices. I drank half of it and in a matter of seconds, all my wounds disappeared. The opening that marked the end of the woods was just a few yards in front of me. I thought that my encounter with the grievers wouldn't happen. I was mistaken. People collectively started crying behind me. I couldn't move. I thought that I never heard anything more painful than that in my life. I felt hands touching my back, the crying growing louder and more acute. I took some coins and placed them on my heels. I didn't want to turn and see how the grievers looked, not even for 1 second. Still, their cries didn't stop. I thought they wanted more. I placed some spoons and forks on the ground, and I felt one of their hands touching the back of my neck. It was as if a gust of wind slowly passed through. "Oh, you are on a mission of rescue," one of them hissed. Yes, I am. And I will do everything in my power to save my daughter," I replied. "Then all these metal gifts will not be enough. We will need something else when you return. We want his heart. Take it out of his chest and bring it to us. Some of us died because of his kind. We are doomed forever to walk this earth like this," one of the grievers spoke with an old woman's voice. I nodded. Their cries died down and I was safe again. I exhaled, thinking this was a close call. When I heard that the metal gifts won't be enough, I thought they maybe wanted my soul, my life, or my blood. Of course, I would have refused that. I didn't want to think about it anymore. We got out of the Wailing Woods, and as we were walking, I saw the ruins of a castle in the distance. Standing on a cliff, surrounded by big metal fences, it breathed evil. Winged creatures were circling it, their shrikes violating the silence of the night. The enemy was inside that castle, sleeping. Or was he sleeping? What if he was already awake, waiting for us? What if when I sensed I was being watched in the woods, it was by his servants? I was approaching the crooked castle. I would save my daughter no matter what. I had the sword and Victor with me, and I had a new ally, Arya. Together we would defeat Emil, the crooked vampire. The most important thing I had was hope, though. Hope keeps a man alive.
That is the second part of this story. What will happen to the team of Christian, Victor, and Arya once they enter the crooked castle? Will Emil be there to meet them? Is Maria, Christian's daughter, alive and well? To know more on what will happen to this story, share and subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you will get all the updates from us. And also, like and share this video and comment down below on what you think that will happen to our characters in the next part of this story. This is the Double Dutchman, and we'll see you on our next episode.